My friend, there are only two animals on the planet that the Creator himself identified with. The first one is the eagle, and the second one is the lion. When I read this, I asked myself, why these two? Why not the elephant, the biggest animal? Why not the cheetah, the fastest? Why not the horse, the most useful? The answer is simple: attitude. The eagle and the lion are not the strongest, not the biggest, not the fastest, not even the most beautiful. But they have something more powerful. They have a spirit, a way of thinking, a mindset that makes them kings of their world. The eagle is the king of the sky. The lion is the king of the jungle. They are respected not because of size, but because of attitude. Today, my dear friend, I want to talk to you about the power of attitude. If you change your attitude, you can change your whole life. Attitude is more important than money, more important than education, more important than talent. You may not control your circumstances, but you can always control your attitude. So stay with me until the end of this video, because I will share with you 12 powerful rules about attitude that can transform your life. Each rule will guide you step by step to think like a leader, to live with strength, and to never be defeated by life. Rule 1. Attitude shapes your world. Your attitude is like a pair of glasses through which you see life. Imagine wearing glasses that are dirty and scratched. No matter how beautiful the world is, everything you see will look unclear, messy, and dark. But if the glass is clean, suddenly the same world looks bright, colorful, and full of beauty. Nothing in the outside world changed. The only thing that changed was the lens you were looking through. That lens is your attitude. Life works in the same way. When you carry a negative attitude, every situation feels heavy. A simple challenge looks impossible. A small mistake feels like the end of the world. But when you carry a positive attitude, the same situation can feel different. You see opportunities in the middle of difficulties. You see lessons inside failures. You see reasons to keep going when others want to stop. Your attitude does not change the facts, but it changes the meaning of the facts. And the meaning you give to life is what shapes your world. Think about the lion. He is not the biggest animal in the jungle. The elephant is much larger and stronger. The cheetah is much faster. The hyena is more clever in groups. By size, by speed, by strategy, the lion should not be king. But the lion is respected as the king of the jungle. Why? Because of attitude. When the lion sees an elephant, he doesn't think, "This animal is too big for me." His mind says, "This is lunch." The elephant, even though he is massive and powerful, looks at the lion and thinks, "I must run." The difference between them is not strength, not size, not ability. The difference is attitude. In your own life, the same principle is true. Two people can go through the same problem: losing a job, fail in an exam, facing rejection. One person falls into depression and gives up. The other person uses the same situation as motivation to grow stronger, to work harder, to become wiser. The problem is the same, but the outcome is different. The difference is not the event, it is the attitude. My friend, you cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you choose to see it. If you change your attitude, you will change your world. Rule 2. Attitude is more powerful than education. Education is important. It can give you knowledge, open doors, and help you understand the world. But education alone is not enough. Many people spend years in school, collect certificates, and get degrees, but still feel lost in life. Why? because they never learned the most important thing, the right attitude. Attitude gives you direction, and without direction, knowledge has no real value. You can have all the information in the world, but if your spirit is weak, if your heart is full of doubt, if your mind is full of excuses, then that knowledge will not help you. On the other hand, someone with less education, but with a strong, positive, never-give-up attitude, can go further than the most educated person. History is full of examples. Some of the greatest leaders, inventors, and business people had little formal education, but they had a powerful attitude that refused to quit. Think of education like a car. You can buy the best car with the strongest engine, the best design, and the most comfortable seats. But if you do not have fuel, the car will not move even one step. Knowledge is like the car, and attitude is like the fuel. Without attitude, your knowledge sits quietly, doing nothing. But when you add attitude, suddenly that knowledge comes alive and takes you to new places. Your degree may help you get a job, but your attitude will decide how far you go in that job. Your education may open one door, but your attitude will keep the door open, and even open more doors. A negative attitude will block opportunities, no matter how educated you are. A positive attitude will create opportunities, even when your education is limited. So, my dear friend, do not limit yourself by focusing only on what you don't have. Maybe you do not have the highest degree. Maybe you did not go to the best school. Maybe you feel behind others. But remember this, what matters most is your attitude. If you carry a spirit of discipline, humility, hard work, and faith, you can rise above people who have more education than you. Education builds your mind, but attitude builds your future. Rule 3. Attitude decides how you face failure. Failure is something every human faces. Nobody escapes it. But the truth is this: failure is not the end of your journey. It is simply a part of the journey. Failure is not a dead end. It is a signpost that says, change your direction. The real difference between people who rise and people who give up is not failure itself, but the attitude they have toward failure. Many people fall once and never stand up again. They allow one mistake to define their identity. They say to themselves, I failed, so I must be a failure. This is the wrong attitude. A poor attitude makes failure heavy, painful, and permanent. But with the right attitude, failure becomes a teacher. It gives feedback. It shows you what does not work, so you can try again in a better way. Think about Thomas Edison, the great inventor who gave us the electric light bulb. He tried thousands of times, and each time his design failed. A reporter once asked him, "How do you feel about failing so many times?" Edison replied, "I did not fail. I discovered thousands of ways that do not work." That answer reveals his attitude. He did not see failure as a defeat. He saw it as progress, as learning. And because of that attitude, the world today enjoys light in every home. In life, your failure may not be about inventions. It could be failing an exam, losing a business, facing rejection, or even breaking a promise. But no matter what form it takes, failure does not mean the end. It means you are still trying. It means you are human. And it means you have another chance to grow. A winner is not someone who never fails. A winner is someone who never quits. When you adopt the right attitude, you will treat failure as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Each time you fall, you will rise with more wisdom, more strength, and more determination. So, my friend, if you fail, don't sit down and cry forever. Don't let shame or fear control you. Instead, adjust your strategy, change your approach, and try again. Failure cannot defeat you unless you let your attitude turn against you. Rule 4. Attitude determines your relationships. Your attitude does not only affect how you see yourself, it also affects how people see you. The way you treat people is not just behavior, it is a reflection of your inner attitude. Some people can walk into a room and suddenly the whole place feels brighter. Their energy, their smile, and their kindness make others feel comfortable. At the same time, there are people who walk into a room and immediately bring tension. The air feels heavy, conversations stop, and people quietly move away. The difference is not money, beauty, or position. The difference is attitude. If you walk around full of arrogance, anger, or negativity, people will naturally avoid you. Nobody enjoys the company of someone who constantly criticizes, complains, or looks down on others. Even if you are talented or intelligent, a negative attitude will close doors to relationships, friendships, and opportunities. On the other hand, if you walk with kindness, confidence, and humility, people are drawn to you. They feel safe with you. They feel respected by you. And because of that, they want to stay near you. Think about the lion. The lion walks with confidence, but not with arrogance. He does not need to roar all the time to prove he is king. He does not need to fight every animal to show his power. He simply carries himself with strength and dignity. The lion respects his role, and other animals respect him. In the same way, you do not need to try to be everything for everyone. You do not need to show off or pretend. Just carry yourself with dignity. Respect others, and respect yourself. Relationships are the foundation of life. Success is not built alone. It is built with people. And the quality of your relationships depends on your attitude. If your attitude is selfish, your relationships will be weak. If your attitude is generous, your relationships will be strong. If your attitude is full of fear and insecurity, you may push people away. But if your attitude is full of confidence and peace, people will trust you and walk with you. So, my dear friend, check your attitude daily. Ask yourself, when I enter a room, do I make it lighter or heavier? Do people feel valued in my presence, or do they feel small? Remember, your attitude determines not only how far you go in life, but also who is willing to walk with you along the way. Rule 5. Attitude creates opportunity. Opportunities are all around us, but not everyone notices them. Why? Because it takes the right attitude to see them. Two people can look at the same situation, yet one sees only problems, while the other sees possibilities. The world does not give equal chances to everyone, but it rewards those who have the eyes to see opportunity and the courage to act. A negative person sees a problem in every opportunity. If there is a new project, he complains that it is too hard. If there is a new job opening, he says he is not ready. If he faces a challenge, he only sees obstacles. His attitude blocks him from moving forward. A positive person, however, sees an opportunity in every problem. If there is a challenge, he asks, "What can I learn here? How can I grow stronger?" If there is a crisis, he looks for hidden chances to build something new. His attitude opens doors that others do not even notice. History gives us many examples. During difficult times like economic recessions or global crises, many people lose hope, complain, and wait for rescue. But others use the same moment to start new businesses, learn new skills, or create new solutions. Think about the entrepreneurs who built successful companies during times when most people were afraid to take risks. What was their secret? It was not just money, education, or connections. It was the attitude of possibility. Your future is shaped more by your attitude than by your conditions. Imagine two students facing the same exam. One says, "This is impossible. I will fail." The other says, "This is hard, but if I study, I can do better." Their conditions are the same, but their outcomes will be very different. The difference is attitude. Success does not appear by luck or chance. It is created by the way you think and the way you respond to life. If you train your mind to look for solutions instead of excuses, if you choose to see possibility instead of impossibility, opportunities will begin to appear in places you never imagined. So, my friend, stop waiting for the perfect chance to arrive. Develop the right attitude, and you will begin to create your own opportunities. Because in the end, opportunity is not something you find, it is something your attitude helps you build. Rule 6. Attitude gives you energy. Have you ever met someone who looks tired all the time, even though they sleep enough and do not work very hard? On the other hand, you may also know people who work long hours, face many challenges, and still seem full of life and energy. What makes the difference? The answer is attitude. Negative thoughts are heavy. They press down on your heart and mind like a big stone. Worrying about the future, complaining about the present, and blaming others for the past all take away your strength. Even if your body is well rested, a negative attitude can make you feel weak, lazy, and hopeless. This is why some people wake up in the morning already tired. They carry the weight of negative thoughts before the day even begins. But a positive attitude gives energy. It lights up your spirit and makes you excited about life. When you believe there is hope, when you believe tomorrow can be better, your body finds new strength. Even when you are physically tired, your attitude can push you to take one more step, to finish one more task, to keep moving forward. Think about an athlete in a race. Halfway through, his body begins to ache, his legs feel heavy, and his lungs burn. But then he hears the crowd cheering his name. Something changes inside him. His attitude shifts from "I can't" to "I must." Suddenly, he finds the energy to keep running. What changed was not his body, it was his attitude. Energy is not only physical, it is also mental and emotional. You can eat healthy food, exercise, and sleep well, but if your mind is full of fear, anger, and doubt, you will still feel empty. On the other hand, when you wake up with gratitude and purpose, your day feels lighter. Gratitude gives peace, and purpose gives motivation. Together, they fuel your spirit with strength. So, my dear friend, check your attitude when you feel tired or weak. Are you filling your mind with complaints, or are you filling it with hope? Are you blaming others, or are you focusing on solutions? Remember, your attitude is like a battery. It can drain you, or it can charge you. Choose the attitude that gives you energy, and you will find strength to face anything that comes your way. Rule 7. Attitude is contagious. Attitude is not something that stays hidden inside you. It shows in your words, your actions, your tone, and even in your silence. And more importantly, it spreads. Just like fire can spread from one tree to another, your attitude can pass from you to the people around you. If you carry a negative attitude filled with doubt, anger, or laziness, the people close to you will slowly absorb it. They may not even realize it. but they will begin to mirror the same emotions. This is why entire groups or workplaces can feel heavy and unmotivated when even one person constantly complains or criticizes. On the other hand, a positive attitude also spreads. When you walk into a room with energy, kindness, and confidence, people feel it. They are lifted by your presence. They want to be around you because you make them feel stronger and more hopeful. Think about someone who always encourages others, who smiles, and who speaks with belief in the future. That person has the power to change the mood of an entire group. Even if people are tired or discouraged, one strong positive person can reignite their spirit. That is the contagious power of attitude. Because of this, you must be very careful about your environment. If your circle of friends or colleagues is always negative, complaining about life, criticizing others, and making excuses, you will eventually start thinking and acting the same way. You may not notice it immediately, but day by day, their energy will pull you down. But if your circle is filled with people who believe in themselves, who encourage you, who take action instead of making excuses, you will naturally rise higher. Their positive fire will burn inside you as well. The lion does not walk with sheep. He walks with lions. This is a lesson about attitude. The lion's strength, courage, and leadership cannot survive in a group of weak-minded followers. In the same way, your attitude cannot stay strong if you spend your life surrounded by negativity. You must protect your energy by choosing carefully who you allow to influence you. Remember this. You do not only catch the attitude of others, you also spread yours. Every time you speak, act, or react, you are passing your attitude to the people around you. Make sure it is one that inspires, lifts, and motivates, not one that drags others down. Attitude is contagious. Make yours worth catching. Rule 8. Attitude builds confidence. Confidence is often misunderstood. Many people think it means never feeling fear, never making mistakes, or always being perfect. But that is not true. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite fear. It is the choice to move forward even when your heart is trembling. And this kind of confidence does not come automatically. It is built through attitude. A positive, determined, and disciplined attitude is the foundation on which real confidence stands. Think about the lion in the jungle. He is not the fastest animal, nor the most cunning in every situation. Yet, when he walks through the jungle, every other animal notices him. He moves with calm, steady strength, and his attitude communicates something very powerful. I belong here. I am the king. The lion's confidence is not about perfection. It is about belief in himself and his role. He does not need approval from anyone else, and he does not waste energy trying to prove himself. He simply trusts his abilities and his place in the world. You too can develop this kind of confidence through attitude. It begins with small changes in the way you think and speak to yourself. Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, I will try. Instead of thinking about all the ways you might fail, focus on the possibilities of success. Every small choice to act, even in the face of fear, strengthens your confidence. Step by step, action by action, you build a belief in yourself that cannot easily be shaken by challenges or criticism. Confidence also grows when you face challenges with the right attitude. Life will test you, but each time you choose to confront difficulty instead of avoiding it, your confidence expands. People respect those who do not run away from responsibility or fear. They are drawn to those who face life head-on with courage and determination. This is why attitude is more important than talent, education, or even experience. Your skills may fade, or your knowledge may be incomplete, but a strong, positive attitude will always give you confidence to rise and perform. So, my friend, remember this. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you develop. And the key to developing it is attitude. Believe in yourself, take action even when you are afraid, and carry yourself with dignity. Your attitude will become the invisible armor that protects and strengthens your confidence, allowing you to face any situation with courage and clarity. Rule 9. Attitude helps you lead yourself. Leadership is often misunderstood. Many people think it is a title, a position, or a role in a company or organization. But true leadership begins long before that. It begins with leading yourself. You cannot guide others if you cannot control yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Leadership starts with attitude. It starts with the way you think about responsibility, discipline, and personal growth. Before you can inspire others, you must first inspire yourself. If you allow anger to control your reactions, if fear keeps you from taking action, or if laziness dominates your choices, you will struggle to lead anyone, including yourself. A person who cannot manage their own mindset cannot guide others through challenges. Leadership is not about telling people what to do. It is about showing by example. And the example you set begins with the attitude you carry in your own heart and mind. Think about the greatest leaders in history. They were not perfect. They faced fear, doubt, and failure just like anyone else. Yet they succeeded because they had a strong spirit. They believed in something bigger than themselves, a vision, a mission, or a purpose, and they carried themselves with courage, discipline, and integrity. They did not wait for perfect conditions to lead. They led themselves first, and from that foundation, they were able to lead others effectively. Their attitude became their strength. Leadership is a mindset, not a position. Anyone can hold a title, but not everyone can lead. Leadership is the attitude of responsibility, the willingness to take control of your life, make difficult decisions, and act even when the outcome is uncertain. It is about understanding that the first person you must influence is yourself. Your thoughts, your habits, and your discipline determine the direction of your life and ultimately how others will follow your example. So, my friend, take a moment to reflect on your attitude today. Are you leading yourself with courage, discipline, and purpose? Are you taking responsibility for your actions, your mistakes, and your growth? If you can answer yes, then you are already on the path of leadership. And remember this: leadership is not about power or authority. It is about the attitude of responsibility, the ability to control yourself, and the willingness to guide others by the strength of your own example. Lead yourself well, and the world will follow your footsteps. Rule 10. Attitude gives you hope in hard times. Life is not always easy. Every person, no matter who they are, will face storms. These storms may be in the form of failures, losses, rejection, or unexpected challenges. Some storms are small, and some feel like they could destroy you completely. But the difference between those who survive and thrive and those who give up is not the storm itself. It is their attitude. The right attitude can turn a storm into a lesson, a challenge into an opportunity, and a moment of despair into a source of strength. Hope is not just a feeling. It is more than wishful thinking or optimism. Hope is an attitude, a choice you make each day to believe that tomorrow can be better than today. It is the belief that your struggles are not permanent, that your efforts are not wasted, and that life has more to offer. When you carry hope as an attitude, you find the energy to take another step, to try one more time, and to keep moving forward even when the road seems impossible. Without hope, life can feel heavy, empty, and meaningless. With hope, even the hardest struggle becomes meaningful, because you know it is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and braver. Look at the eagle, the king of the sky. When a storm comes, the eagle does not hide or run away. He flies above the storm. He does not fight against the wind. He uses the wind to lift himself higher than ever before. That is the power of a hope-filled attitude. The storm that terrifies others becomes the very tool that allows the eagle to rise. In the same way, your attitude toward challenges can either weigh you down or lift you up. My friend, when you face hard times, remember that your attitude is your most powerful tool. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. Choose hope. Choose to see the possibility in every difficulty. Choose to believe that even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise again. When you do, storms will not destroy you. They will develop you. And just like the eagle, you will soar above the challenges that once seemed impossible, reaching heights you never thought you could achieve. Rule 11. Attitude turns small steps into big results. Great success is rarely the result of one sudden action or a lucky moment. It is the product of small, consistent steps taken over time. Many people dream of success, but give up too soon. They look at the finish line and feel overwhelmed, thinking the goal is too big or too far away. The problem is not the size of the goal, it is their attitude. Without the right attitude, patience, and discipline, even the best plans will fail before they have a chance to succeed. Discipline is more than following rules. It is an attitude. It is the choice to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Patience is more than waiting. It is an attitude. It is the ability to keep working, learning, and growing while the results slowly appear. Commitment is more than starting. It is an attitude. It is the determination to continue your journey, no matter how long or difficult it becomes. These attitudes are like seeds. If you plant them in your daily life and nurture them consistently, they will grow into achievements far greater than you imagined. Think about someone training for a marathon. Every day they run small distances, sometimes when it is cold, raining, or inconvenient. At first, the progress is barely noticeable. Muscles ache, energy fades, and motivation dips. Many people quit at this stage, thinking they will never make it. But the person with the right attitude keeps going. Each small step, repeated daily, strengthens their body and mind. Over time, those small steps turn into long distances. Eventually, the marathon is not only possible, it becomes achievable. That is the power of attitude combined with consistency. Your attitude shapes how you approach every small action. If you see each step as insignificant, you may give up too early. But if you see each step as progress, a lesson, and a building block toward your goal, your results will grow exponentially. Even small habits, when guided by a strong attitude, can create extraordinary outcomes over time. Never underestimate the power of consistency fueled by the right attitude. Success is not only about talent, knowledge, or opportunity. It is about the mindset you carry every day. Small steps, disciplined action, patience, and commitment, when supported by a positive attitude, will turn your ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Remember, the journey to success is not about giant leaps. It is about small steps, repeated with the right attitude until they become a mountain of achievement. Rule 12. Attitude decides your destiny. At the end of the day, the life you live tomorrow is not determined by luck, money, connections, or even education. It is determined by your attitude. Attitude is the foundation of everything you do. It is the seed from which your entire future grows. Everything else, your opportunities, your success, and even your relationships, flows from the mindset you carry inside your heart and mind. Your thoughts are the first step. The way you think influences everything else in life. Negative thoughts lead to negative words, words that produce negative actions, actions that form negative habits, and negative habits that shape a life filled with struggle. On the other hand, positive, focused, and determined thoughts lead to words of encouragement and belief, actions of courage and discipline, habits of growth and learning, and ultimately, a future filled with achievement and fulfillment. In other words, your destiny is built step by step, beginning with your attitude. Look at the examples around you. A person born with little money can rise to wealth if they have the right attitude. They see opportunity where others see limits. They persist where others quit, and they create value where others see nothing. A weak or inexperienced person can grow strong through the right mindset. Courage, resilience, and determination are not gifts. They are the products of a strong, positive attitude. Even someone who has been broken, hurt, or defeated can heal and rebuild their life if they choose to carry the right attitude. The seed of destiny lies in how you respond to life's challenges, not in the challenges themselves. This is why your attitude is so precious. It is the hidden treasure that will determine whether you rise or fall, whether you succeed or fail, and whether you leave a legacy worth remembering. Protect it, nurture it, feed it with positive thoughts, courage, discipline, and hope. Guard it against negativity, doubt, fear, and excuses. The attitude you carry today will decide the person you become tomorrow. So, my dear friend, remember this final truth. Attitude is destiny. The power to shape your life lies in your mind and heart. Every great achievement, every act of courage, and every moment of happiness begins with the attitude you choose to carry. Protect it, strengthen it, and let it guide you. Because your attitude is more than a habit or a thought. It is the seed that determines your future, the key that unlocks your potential, and the force that decides the life you will live. Final words: the power of attitude. Now you understand, my friend, why the eagle and the lion are seen as symbols of leadership, power, and greatness. It is not because of their size, their strength, or their speed. The world is full of animals stronger, faster, or bigger than the lion and eagle. What makes them extraordinary is their attitude. The way they face challenges, the way they move with confidence, and the way they rise above obstacles is a reflection of the inner power they carry. And the same power exists inside you. Your attitude is the invisible force that shapes your life. It decides how you see the world, how you respond to challenges, and how far you will go. If you live with a negative attitude, fear, doubt, and excuses will control you. But if you live with a positive, courageous, and disciplined attitude, nothing can stop you. You will rise above problems like the eagle, using the winds of difficulty to lift yourself higher. You will walk with confidence like the lion, commanding respect without trying to prove yourself. And you will inspire others to change their own lives, simply by the way you carry yourself and face your challenges. At English Achieve, we believe that attitude is more than a mindset. It is the foundation of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Every great achievement starts with the right attitude. The decision is yours today. Will you let fear, doubt, and negativity guide your steps? Or will you rise with courage, hope, and strength, knowing that your attitude is your greatest power? Remember this truth. Your attitude is the seed of your destiny, the key to your potential, and the force that can change your life completely. Choose wisely, nurture it, and carry it proudly. Your attitude is your power, and your power can shape the life you dream of.